I'm Joe.
And I'm Nick.
Welcome to the Car Crush. And we are driving the 992 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S.
Whoa. Okay.
I keep having to decide whether this is a sports car or not. On one hand, I feel like it's a GT and a sports car when you want it to be. But right now, it feels like a sports car.
Whoa.
Woo! I mean, the grip is just incredible. There is no discernible turbo lag. 3-liter twin turbo 6. I actually have the bored out version of this motor minus the turbochargers and my 4-liter GTS.
Right.
Which is, when you're not doing this, it is a more, I guess it's a more viscerally engaging car from the get-go. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Kind of like your GT3
Right.
is a car that like you get in and it wants to play, it like starts that conversation with you.
Yeah. Whereas this, you have to wake up and say, hey, do you want to go play today? Are you in the mood?
And then it'll say, yeah, it'll be, hell yeah, let's go play.
Right.
But it's kind of, it doesn't really kind of initiate the conversation when you're just sort of dawdling around. But right now, I have to tell you, it feels like a sports car.
Whoa. It feels like a sports car from the passenger seat, I'll tell you that.
So this car starts at around 130. So this is the 4S. This car, we don't have a Monroney for it.
A what?
Monroney. That's what they call a window sticker in the biz.
Really?
In the car biz. Yeah, and I don't
not know that.
I don't know who Monroney was or is or why they call it that.
Okay.
So we don't have the car. We don't have the Monroney.
Right. So we don't know if it has certain options like the rear wheel steering.
Got that out nicely.
I know that's hard to say.
One cup of coffee in at 9:15 in the morning.
Right.
You've got that rear wheel steering out. I think this car specs out at around 155, 160,000.
Right.
Pricey girl.
Yeah. So that like, for me, I just, oh my God. Oh God.
I mean, it's pretty, I have to tell you.
That's great. But like also for that much money, I sort of can't wrap my head around why you would buy this as opposed to previous gen GTS or GT3. I can't get there. Like if you're speccing these two cars out, you can get a 991.1 or 0.2 GT3 for 150 grand easy. If not less, I think. Or you get a sort of not fully loaded 4S 992 for the same price. So to me, I just don't. I don't understand why you wouldn't just go 991 GT3 or GTS for even less money.
Well, the thing is, not everybody wants a car which is a sports car all the time. Not everybody wants a really raw, really visceral car, which kind of is always, dialed up to at least 8.5 or 9. I think some people want a car.
But you think base, I guess, I don't know if base is the right word, but for lack of a better term, like a base GT3, not an RS, just a GT3 is like I don't think they're that raw.
A lot of people, when they're spending this kind of money, well, they don't want to get a used car, they want to get a new car. They're not enthusiasts at the level that they're thinking about actually buying.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing the math on looking back on previous gens GT3s.
Right.
I think they go to Porsche, they want
a seat that hasn't been farted in yet.
Exactly. I think for me, this is the best looking water-cooled 911 ever. I love the design of this car. Like, yeah, they've gotten a little big. Yeah, they're really, really wide in the front. It's got this new, front suspension geometry that everybody really loves, but because it's got a double wishbone suspension setup in the front, it just requires more width, apparently, is why that's happened.
Okay.
And this car has the rear wiper, which I just love a rear wiper. It's like equal parts, like exclamation point and this.
Yeah, I don't feel as strongly about the looks as you do. it's generally that famous 911 shape, which you see, it's very obvious. But there are definitely things I don't love, like on the non-GT cars, maybe non-turbo. I don't know if the turbo has it, but I really don't like that brake light in the middle and the back.
Got it.
I don't like that. I mean, I hate this thing, the little shifter. Obviously,
the little electric shaver nub thing. I think this one has like the aluminum finish on it too, which looks really nice. Nicer. It's not plastic.
Yeah, I just hate this. But like but this car has manual option, doesn't it?
Yeah, so basically in this car, it is a manual gearbox as a no-cost option. The standard gearbox in this car is the 8-speed
right,
PDK. Which is 8-speed PDK.
This annoys me, but like because you have a manual option, it doesn't really bother me that much because it's a no-cost option and you could just get a manual. It's like 50-50 for me on if I like it or don't like it. They're just so big now, and I understand that they made it wider to fit in these suspension components to make it better and to make it more capable, and that I love. I get that. I love Porsche's engineering. I mean, it's incredible. It's bar none, arguably the best in the game by far. But it's just like, at what point do we stop going? Why, like like I always joke, I'm like, it's as wide as my Raptor was. Like, it's so big now.
Yeah, it's 2 inches wider than the current generation Boxster.
I mean, 2 inches is massive.
Alrighty, Nick's turn. Nick's up. Oh yeah.
It's scary in the passenger seat.
Yeah, it is. Right?
I'm not a good passenger, I've realized, in doing these things with you.
I kind of have like a let go, let God kind of mentality.
I mean, I really try to. You know why? Because I watch a lot of like old, 80s, 90s rally videos. And like a lot of them, there'll be a crash, and the person in the passenger seat while they're flipping is just like, wait, hold on, I have to stop. They're literally just like this as the car's flipping over, and they're so calm, and I'm like, you have to do that. That's how you stay alive. Obviously, those are like full caged cars.
Don't brace.
Don't brace. Like, don't do this
don't
and brake
brace.
your low. And I'm like, I have to do that. But then as soon as you make a turn, I'm like, I mean, there's no lag.
No, there
really isn't.
There's no discernible turbo lag at all.
Even on the freeway over here, you let me drive it. I was looking for lag. I wanted something to hate about it, but there's not. It really, and I dropped it in like 5th gear, going I think 65, 70, and punched it, and it just went.
How does she feel, Nick?
Fast.
So where are you on this? Sports car or GT?
GT.
GT.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if we're comparing it to like GT of the late 90s, 2000s, for example, which I no longer own, but the 550 Maranello.
Yeah.
It feels like it could be the 550 Maranello's cousin.
Yeah.
But it totally, like, obviously this is, I mean, no comparison in terms of like how much more capable it is, how much better, faster, more power, straight on, linear, blah, blah, blah. But it definitely feels akin to that car in many ways.
That car in its era, right, was a very precise, performance-forward, tactile GT.
Right.
Like a really focused GT for people who really, really love to drive.
Right.
Relative to like the Astons of the day or etc. It's very much like that grip is phenomenal.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, the grip is just unbelievable.
And the shifts are, the PDK is just like, I've never owned an auto car, like in any form of like a sports car.
These cars are so good.
God, the PDK is good. It is so crazy. I understand why people do it.
Yeah.
I used to not.
I did it.
Yeah, I mean, but it used to be a thing where, like, when someone went, on BMW, like DCT and stuff like that, I was like, what are you doing? I mean, why?
Right.
You're just ruining the entire experience. But, like, I very much understand PDKs.
It's crazy that you and I were so engaged with this car, so velocitized, if you will, that we'd forgotten that we'd forgotten that we'd passed over this piece of road. Like, we got to the end of the run that we typically do with these cars, and we're like, wait, did we take a wrong turn? Like, we don't remember passing through that spot or this spot because we're just so focused on driving the car.
Dude, this really turns in.
Yeah.
Wow. That, on that, like 2 turns ago, there was like a, I don't know what you call it, but it came up and down and around and down. I mean, you could feel it dive in. Like,
yeah.
That was amazing. That felt really good. Ooh, I could do this all day.
When you say you don't like the idea of this car, what do you mean?
I think what I'm saying is a little douchey, because what I'm saying is, like, I'm a true, like, I want the sports car experience. I have a daily driver that's an SUV, so when I get into my Porsche, I want it to be like a full, uncomfortable sort of GT3 RS experience. Right. But what I'm saying is this just kind of delivers that in a much more comfortable way, which I don't want to like.
No, I'm kind of...
Do you understand what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I want this to be like for dentists.
Yeah.
And no one else. You know? And I'm like, oh, there goes Dr. Cohen and his fucking 4S, what a loser. But it's really good, and I totally understand why he's buying it.
No, I am absolutely with you. It's like you kind of don't want it to be this good because so many people who aren't buying the car knowing it's this good buy this car. Right?
Exactly.
So many people who are buying this car are not buying this car to do that. They're
buying it to go to Whole Foods.
Yeah, or to their practice, their dental practice. To their, well, I think at this level it might be more of like an anesthesiologist type situation, like your girlfriend's father. Yeah,
he has a turbo.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciated. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And we will be back with more treats. Automotive treats and treasures.
We're going to cut that.
No, we're not.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.